All right, what's going on, everybody? Got the Black Independent here. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and give everyone a chance to join in. Let me send out a few tweets. Let everybody know that the show is live. So give me a moment to do that, and then we'll get started. Let's give everyone a chance to try to join in. Send out a few tweets real quick. Let everybody know that the show has begun. We started live. All right, there we go. All right. All right, with that being said, let's get to it. Let's get right to it. All right. Well, today's topic is addressing something that's been going on around the internet for a few months now, several months now, and it really started when because it's clear that a lot of the issues that have been raised on social media, what in what is being called and what we will call the new black media, has been able to put a lot of our issues out there in the front where politicians have started to speak about it, particularly the issue of reparations, right? As has been known, there have been a number of people out there trying to fight for reparations, but never really been able to get any politicians in any uh, campaigning to even mention it. But this time around, and I attribute because the first place I saw it being spoken of was on through the new black media. People like the Black Authority, Professor Black, Tariq, Tone Talks, Yvette Nello. They were the ones who these issues were being raised on YouTube and on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, it got out into the mainstream media, and politicians started talking about reparations. So it's and I, from what I saw, it was not from any of these people who claimed that they have been working on it. If they were working on it for years, they obviously were not doing a very good job at it, because it wasn't until the new black media began to promote it that those things started to come out of the mouths of the politicians running. So good job to the new black media for bringing these issues to the forefront. Along with that also came some other issues where certain issues, certain problems that and certain the certain backgrounds of certain politicians also began to be exposed that were important for the black community to be aware of, so as not perhaps to put these people in power, at least into the higher power, because from their record they had already been doing things that hurt the black community, right? Like Kamala Harris, for example, as the Attorney General and prosecutor in California. We see that in her record, although now she's claiming to be for black people and wants the black vote, but we see that when she had her chance in office, she wasn't really her record did not fare well to help the black community. Trying to prosecute the parents of children who missed a lot of school. We just saw with Tulsi Gabbard exposed Kamala for or her office withholding evidence, of innocent people on death row, not prosecuting police officers who were accused of misconduct and police brutality and things like that. And now these people like her want to come and claim that they're for us and that they want our vote. But we can't afford to have people like this. We can't afford to have people in power who already have a record of aiding and abetting white supremacy. But then but now that they want our vote, now they want to act like they're all for us. But when we look at their past, it's like, oh, well, oops, I didn't know any better. And that's what I really can't stand from a lot of these politicians, right? You know, a lot of them, Joe Biden, etc., the Clintons, all of it is now they're all apologizing. That they're all admitting that, you know, the crime bill was wrong and you know it hurt a lot of people. Oh well, yeah, great to say that now after all these people have been arrested and put in jail. Now it's, of course, you can say, oh well, we didn't know any better. So we can't. So, and this is why a lot of these people are being punished. This is why Hillary didn't win. You see, because a lot of people are like, no, we're not going to play this game. We're not going to play this. Oh, I didn't know at the time that it was bad, but now please vote for me and put me in office. Because who's to say that you won't do it again? Who's to say that you won't get in office? And then once you have the power, you start to implement policies and things that once again hurt us. And then what? Then what are you gonna do after you've already done it? Then say years later, oh, I didn't know. Oh, you know, yeah, it was bad. I didn't realize at the time. No, we can't afford that. None of these people deserve our vote if they're going, you know, if they have this history of a bad pop. We just can't take that risk anymore. And that's what many black Americans are waking up to. And so with that awakening, right? With that bringing of legitimate grievances against many of these politicians. We just heard recently too with Cory Booker that when he was the mayor, he supported the stop and frisk policy in New Jersey as well, which we know the stop and frisk policy hurt black and Latinos in New York City and now in New Jersey. And they said he supported that. See, he supported it in New Jersey. So you see, we can't afford to have, you know, these people get into power where you have a history and record of aiding and abetting white supremacy to the detriment of the black community, and then you want to turn around and act like you want our vote and say, oh, you're sorry, you didn't know that. No, we can't have that. We can't have that. And so that's the black community and the black voting community in America is waking up. And there are many people in power who don't want that awakening because they know that the grievances that we have against Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Cory Booker and some of these others are legitimate criticisms, right? So in order to try to sway a portion of the black electorate, the black voters, they started this thing several months ago that, oh, it's Russian bots. That it's not really black people who have legitimate grievances. Well, this was something concocted by the Russians. No. So we're here to say that no, it's not Russian bots. It's actual real black people who have legitimate grievances against these politicians, against Kamala Harris, against Joe Biden, against Cory Booker. And that we're saying, no, it's not Russian bot. This is a distraction. This is a way to delegitimize the legitimate criticisms and grievances that many black Americans have with said politicians begging and patronizing us and trying to play us for our vote, right? We've already seen the debacle that took place a few months ago, with some of them, especially with Kamala Harris on The Breakfast Club, trying to act cool, act like she listened to Snoop Dogg and all this stuff like that. But as Tulsi Gabbard pointed out, she made a joke. She laughed about smoking weed like it was cool, but while she was a prosecutor, she put many people in jail for marijuana possessions and selling and such. But then she joked about smoking it. Isn't that something? You see? So, their hypocrisy and their records are being questioned, and many black people are like, no, we're not going to support you because of what you did. Because of what you did to the black community, because we just can't trust it. We can't trust that once you get into power that you won't once again aid and abet white supremacy to the detriment of the black community. You'll pander and cater for our vote now, but then when you get in power and people start getting in your ear, whoever these people are that get in the president's ears, they get in your ear, and then you do again hurt the black community, and then maybe years later you'll apologize, talking about, oh yeah, it was wrong it was wrong, but you didn't know it. Supposedly you didn't know it at the time. No, we just can't afford that. And so this is what they came up with in order to distract from that. And in order to distract from those legitimate grievances, everybody's a bot now. You have a criticism of Kamala Harris. Oh, you're a Russian bot. Oh, you're calling for reparations. Oh, you're a bot. Oh, you want the politicians to have a black agenda. Oh, you're a Russian bot. You've been paid by the Russians, or you're not real. But these are all fake distractions to again try to take away the credibility of these legitimate criticisms. Many black Americans are waking up now. The black voter is waking up and saying, we need these politicians. If you want our vote, you got to give us something. You're giving everybody else what they want, but when it comes to us, we got to be thrown in the pot with everybody. We can't have our own agenda, but they're willing to give everybody else an agenda. They're willing to give a specific agenda for immigrants. They're willing to give a specific agenda to the LBGT. They're willing to give a specific agenda for the Israeli government, right? But when it comes to black people in America, we can't have our own. We can't have a specific agenda for the benefit of us. And black Americans are tired of that, right? They're tired of it. They say, look, no more. We're not playing any more games with these politicians. You do not automatically get our vote anymore. All the BS, the games that they play, none of that is working. Just because you say you're cool and you listen to Snoop Dogg, that's not going to work for us. We need some direct tangibles now, right? Just because you said you smoked weed, no, that's not going to work for us. Just because you claim you like black people's type of food and you got hot sauce in your that's not working for us. Because you claim you like rap music, nope, none of that. We need tangibles now. No more game playing. Just because you can play the saxophone, no. Remember that when Bill Clinton did that years ago, right? Everybody thought that was cool. Everybody said, oh, he's the cool president. He can play the saxophone, and many people fell for it, and he wound up going along with the crime bill that incarcerated a lot of black people, 3 strikes and you're out, all these different, and then he has the nerve to years later say, yeah, he realizes now that I was wrong. Oh, come on. They knew what those policies would do to us. Don't you want for one second think that they didn't know that those things were going to increase the rates of black people being put in jail? Don't you for one minute think that they didn't know? But now they play the game. Oh, well, yeah, it was a bad idea. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, right. Well, you don't know. Well, now we don't know. Now we don't know if we're gonna vote for your wife, and we didn't vote for her. Same thing goes for Kamala, Corey, Joe, right? No, we're not accepting that. Oh, you're gonna acknowledge that it's wrong, because they've all acknowledged it too. Even Joe Biden acknowledges that the crime bill was bad and all that. But now, you want our vote? Well, no. Now it's time for you to be punished, and you're gonna be punished by not getting support from us, right? That's the punishment. Now you're not going to get our vote. The black voter is waking up now, right? We're waking up, and another thing we're realizing too. Of course, you got a few coons on the conservative side that are still holding on to that. But those of us, the rest of us, are like, no, we're not playing that left-right game, conservative liberal game, Democrat Republican game. We're not playing that no more, right? Now we're waking up and saying, look, we need somebody who's going to speak to us from whoever. Libertarian, independent, Democrat, but whoever wants to vote, you got to give us some tangibles. That's one of the hashtags that's been running on Twitter for a while too, right? The tangibles 2020. No black agenda, no vote. That's where a lot of black people are at now, right? We're like, nope, you don't have a black agenda. You don't have anything specific to help the black American voter. You're not getting our vote. We don't care. You're not getting our vote. This is not a plot by the Russians, right? This is a real legitimate grievance that black American voters have, right? If anything, if the Russians are involved, the only thing they're involved in is amplifying that voice. But to claim that but what they're claiming though is if the Russians concocted this themselves, as if we as black people are not smart enough to have our own legitimate grievances. As if we're not smart enough to realize that Kamala Harris' record hurt black people. That when Cory Booker was in mayor of Newark, that his policies also hurt black people. That a lot of the things Joe Biden did hurt black people. So they want to act like we're not, and that's another thing. They disrespect us by acting like we're not smart enough to know these things. We're not smart enough to see these things. We're not smart enough to do the research. So we couldn't have come up with this on our own. No, you black people couldn't have come up with this on your own. The Russians did it. The Russians made all this stuff up. No. If anything, like I said, if the Russians are involved in any way, it wasn't that they created these grievances. All they did are amplifying it or exploiting it. But to act like the Russians came up with this on their own, and that makes it seem like it's not real. See, the Russian thing makes it seem like these, number one, that the Black American voters are not smart enough to see these things for themselves. But it also, the implication is also that these things are not real. That the grievances against Kamala Harris are fake because the Russians made it up. Black people saying stuff about Kamala, no, that's not real. The Russians made it up. Black people saying stuff about Joe Biden, it's not real. The Russians made it. But these are legitimate, real issues. Right? I just saw recently from the last debate when Tulsi Gabbard called out Kamala on her record and rightly so. And I'm not campaigning for Tulsi Gabbard, but truth is truth. She called out Kamala Harris on her record as a prosecutor, an attorney general, etc., and called out some of the things that she did that hurt the black community. Trying to put parents in jail because your kid's missing school. And that's funny how, these people, they can't come up with a way to help the problem, help it, so, fix it, solve it. But their problem is to hurt the poor people further, hurt black people further by coming up with policies that they know damn well are going to hurt us. Like putting a child's parent in jail because you're missing school is going to do that child any better. Really? You really think that's going to help that child? Because you put their parent in jail because they've been missing a lot of school? You think that's going to make the situation better? And even if she claims that it was just to scare people or whatever, still, you know damn well that the people under you, the police and whoever else is in the government, which, as we know, is the systemic white racism, would use that to their advantage to hurt the black community even further. But you went along with it. You came up with this idea. Couldn't come up with a way to fix the problem and solve it, through social services or something like that. Instead, no, let's find another way to get black people locked up in jail. So sad. So Tulsi Gabbard called her out on that, right? So instead of recognizing the legitimacy of what Tulsi Gabbard brought up, now they're claiming that Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian plant, is an agent working for the Russians. But that's a distraction because what she brought up against Kamala Harris were legitimate points, right? They were legitimate points. So instead of recognizing the legitimate point, oh no, Tulsi Gabbard she's a plant. She's working for the Russians. Everything is not a Russian bot, people. Many of these points are legitimate, real, and truthful issues and grievances against these politicians. So don't fall for this "it's a Russian bot" nonsense. We need to counter this. We need to counter this Russian bot garbage. And many people are doing it. Many people are standing up. Many people are fighting back, with the facts, with the truth, and making these people who are using this deflection about Russian bots face the facts. Make them look at it. Make them address those points. That's how you deal with it. No matter what, if they keep shouting Russian bots, make them address the point. Don't let them get away with it's Russian bot nonsense. Make them say, is it true that this is what Kamala did or not? Or that Joe did or not? Or said not? Or Corey did or not? Is it true? Make them keep pounding on them, and make them address that point. Don't let them get away with, oh, you're just a Russian bot nonsense. No. Say, can you address the issue? Is it true? Did she do that? Did he do this? Yes or no? Yes or no? You're a Russian? No. Did he do it? Yeah. Is it true? Yes or no? Because that's their deflection. That's their deflection. That's their way of trying to prevent these truths from being spread and having other black people recognize it. So they want to deflect from it. They don't want to acknowledge it, and they'll just shout, "It's Russian bots." I remember they months ago they said that with ADOS, with the growth of the ADOS movement, right? Oh, that's Russian bots, not real. Until they finally had to realize that no, it is real. It is real black people behind the ADOS movement. Black people are saying, look, it's time for us to have an agenda now. It's time for us to get reparations. It's time for, police racism and police brutality to be dealt with. And if you don't deal with it, if you don't have an agenda for it, then plain and simple, we are not going to vote for you. So if you want to win, you want to beat Trump, you better give us a black agenda. Okay, and there is a website that you can look up, Black Agenda, that has the laid out, the laid out the laid out black agenda, the different points that we as ADOS want for politicians to say and implement if they want our vote. So again, as I said, don't fall for the "it's Russian bot" nonsense. Question these politicians. Look at their records and see how when they had their positions, they supported or implemented policies that did not benefit the black community or hurt the black community, either through benign neglect or through direct policies that directly hurt and affected our communities negatively. And call them out on it. And don't let people distract you with this, oh, it's just Russian bots nonsense. No, that's not addressing the issue. Is it true, or that's what you got? That's what I want you people. That's what I want you to do. Whenever they bring that Russian bot stuff, you say, make them keep pounding. Is this true or not? Did Kamala do this? Yes or no? Oh, that's no. I don't want to hear that. Answer the question. Did she do this? Yes or no? Did Joe Biden say this? Yes or no? Did Corey do this? Yes or no? Did Elizabeth? Yes or no? Yes or no? Russia? Nope. We're not gonna fall for that. Address the point. You got to just keep driving it. So either until they address it, or they finally just give up and run away. They're either gonna have to address it and acknowledge that it is true, or they're gonna run away. But do not let them get away with this Russian bot. It's Russian bots nonsense. Let them see that the people behind these grievances are actual real black American voters. We've awakened now. We will no longer be played, as I said, with the hot sauce in the pocketbook. And you're cool, I'm cool, so vote for me because I like Snoop Dogg. Or vote for me because I'm cool and I like rap music. No, that's childish play. We want real agendas now. We want we want those reparations. We want police. We want some kind of policy, some kind of federal policy in which police are punished for, police brutality, excessive force, caught, being, using racist practices as a police. No, right? We want policies that address these things. No more of this child play, no more of these childish things to try to get our vote. We want a real black agenda. And I just mentioned a few. As I said, there's a website that you can go to. I believe it's blackagenda.com. I believe or blackagenda.org, something of that sort. Just look that up and you'll be able to find it. And it lays out the things that we want for the black agenda. It's not a joke. We are real people. We are real black Americans, and we have no connection with Russians whatsoever. Never met a Russian. Not being paid by Russians. No Russians backing us, supporting us. It's just real black Americans who have finally woken up and realized that we've been being played for years, particularly by the Democratic Party. And we're not saying we're going to the Republicans, because they're not for us either. And now it's time for any politician that if you want, we're going to need real, tangible policies for us. The same way you can give something directly to the LGBT community, the same way you can give something directly to the immigrants, the same way you can do something directly for the benefit of the Israelis and the Israeli lobby, then you damn well can do something directly for black Americans. No more child's play. We've grown up now, and we want what is due to us. We want a direct black. You can still do the stuff for the other people, but you better give us something directly for us, black American voters. It's time that you give us something directly for us, not people of color. Not throw us in with poor people. Nope. We want something specific. We want agendas that are specifically meant to benefit us, just the same way you can make something specific to benefit those other communities. So if you can benefit those other communities directly, then damn well you can do something to benefit the black American voters directly. And if not, you're not going to get our vote, plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you don't do it, you're not going to get our vote. So if you want to win from here on out, politicians, you're put on notice. You better make sure you have something for the black American voter, some tangibles and a black agenda specifically for us. The same way you can do stuff specifically for other people in this country. All right? So I'm going to end it with that. And again, We end it. It's not Russian bots. It's real black people with legitimate grievances. All right. Take care. Don't forget to show your support. And if you want to make a donation to help us out, the links are in the description of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're trying to grow our channel. It's a fairly new channel, right? But we're trying to grow it. So, if you like the content, by all means, subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, spread the word, and let's see if we can get this channel to grow. We want to be an addition to the new black media. We want to be an additional voice to the new black media, along with Tariq and the Black Authority and Professor Black and some of the others out there, Tone Talks, and some of the others out there who have been educating us, educating black people to the issues that are important to us. I want to be an additional voice as well. All right. With that, I'm signing off. You all take care.